I wish I was one of those YouTubers that knew in this moment what the title and the thumbnail was going to be, but I can assume it's given you enough of a picture that I am freezing my eggs. If you're seeing this video, it is after. Everything about this experience will probably be in this video. It's not something that I'm documenting live. It has already been the most exhausting and consuming thing I have ever done in my life, that I don't want to go through this with public discourse. That being said, as you watch this video, obviously do feel free to leave questions if there's things that I miss out. I'm going to try and have the entire process in this video, so it might be pretty long, but that is because this is one of the most tiring and consuming things I've ever done in my life. I don't want to edit a 10-part series about this. I just don't. Like, I don't want to. I've lived a 10-month series of this. So I'm making this video for a bunch of reasons, but one of them is that there aren't a lot of them. If you have stumbled across this video, having never seen me before, never watched any of my videos before, welcome. Welcome to the madhouse. But it's likely that you are somebody who is looking to freeze your eggs, or your partner is looking to freeze their eggs, and you're looking for some information. So was I, and there wasn't a ton of it, but every video that I found had something useful in it, and that's what I want to do. And living it, even if you are a creator, picking up your camera is just probably not one of the things on your mind. I have an injection schedule to remember. I have appointments to remember. I'm literally going to an appointment in about 10 minutes time today. I've had blood tests to remember, things to pick up. Some disclaimers and bulletins if you are familiar with me or not. I am 30. I'm going to be 31 in August. It is currently May of 2026. I am single, I have no boyfriend, no partner. I'm doing this on my own. I am egg freezing only. I'm freezing eggs, not embryos. I'm doing this process in the UK under the care of the London Women's Clinic on Harley Street. The story begins about a year ago. I believed about 3 or 4 years ago that I had fibroids. They are a hereditary condition. If you don't know what they are, look them up. I don't have the scientific definition to hand, but they are growths in or around your uterus, right? Heavy periods, all of that kind of stuff. I've had symptoms. I've had the worst periods my entire life. I've been on and off contraception to help me manage them from when I was about 17 through till 2023. I came off of hormonal contraception, and I decided that when I got to Dubai and had this glistening medical health insurance with all the best facilities in the world, they said, that I was gonna finally get to the bottom of this. So I did that, moved there. I've told the story in another video now. And when I finally got good enough insurance, I went through with a full spec health check, which was blood work, transvaginal ultrasound, which is one of the things that you will need, and what was the other thing? Oh, a smear test. It also included a smear test, because in order to see fibroids, you need to have an ultrasound. And went to this ultrasound, and lady was doing her thing, and so many things. The story has so many different angles. The doctor says you don't have fibroids, but you do have something called adenomyosis. Maybe this isn't going to be one video because there's just so many things to talk about. Adenomyosis is basically endometriosis's evil sister, which explains so many symptoms that I have on and off of my period. It's basically an inflammation of the uterine lining. Mine is diffuse, which means it's like scattered. It's not one big lump. You can't remove it the same way you can have endometriosis surgery. The only solution for adenomyosis is a hysterectomy, right? Yeah, big news. But also while she's in there doing her thing, she's like, oh, just like squishing around, gonna look at your ovaries. Okay, cool, no PCOS, fine. But one of your ovaries is looking a little small. So I want you to do another blood test, which is to test your AMH level. And your AMH levels, or the AMH hormone, basically indicates your egg quantity, not your egg quality, as so many nurses and doctors have told me since. So my AMH level was low. Like, earth-shatteringly, was plunged into a deep depression for like 3 days low. Finally picked my head up from my pillow, and I think I'd already told my mum actually, but like called one of my best friends and like started to talk about it a little bit. And the doctor on that day had basically said, I recommend you plan for pregnancy. And I was like, plan with who? Like, how do you see that happening? And she was basically like, have you considered freezing your eggs? You'd probably do that. That was kind of the conversation that she sent me on my merry way. I had actually already been talking about freezing my eggs since I was about 25. And once I kind of got over the initial shock, compound in, by the way, the existential dread of turning 30. This was all basically May to June, July. My whole entire world was upside down. It was a whole thing. I was also already planning, well, considering not staying in Dubai anymore, not really sure what to do, trying to plan this big trip. There was just so much going on in my head at this time. I was so depressed. I cannot explain it. It was the end of life as I knew it. And by the end of this video, when I have an egg count, it might be the end of life as I know it again. But at that moment, it was the end of life as I knew it. And I just basically had to put it to bed for a bit. I just had other things that I needed to deal with. And I actually spent some of the alone time of my trip, my 30th birthday trip last year, doing some future planning. Deciding if I'm freezing the eggs or not, what that might look like. Will I do that in Dubai? Can I do that in Dubai? Would I do that in Dubai? If not, am I going to the UK? Do I go back to the UK full time? Do I go back to the UK for a bit, do this, go back? Do I prep for it in the UAE, go back to the UK, come back? How would I pay for it? Can I pay for it? Is there an interest-free option in Dubai? No, but it's interest, like, it was insane. I was insane. I was really, really insane. So by the time I turned 30, I had basically just decided to prioritize being my best self so that I had all the options available to me. Start putting the money down because no matter what, this was going to cost some money, right? And that has just basically been my focus. I stopped drinking last August because alcohol was like a massive inflammatory drug that we put in our bodies for some reason. Stopped drinking like last summer. Focused on an anti-inflammatory diet for a little while. I realized that it was sucking the joy out of my life, so I've dibbled and dabbled where possible and just made better choices and focused on being my best self. Got back in with certain exercise habits and lifestyle habits, and most importantly, got out of the UAE. That place by the end was doing me no good, and it was not conducive to any of the mapped lifestyle choices I had, where I had this like mind map of all the things that life could be and decisions that I would make at certain points. It just wasn't conducive to being in the UAE at all. For example, if you do choose to freeze your eggs in the UAE, they will only let you do the IVF to have them put back into your own body if you're married. Like, as much as they talk about the progression of the UAE and how progressive it is and stuff like that now, that might not work for me. That might not work out for me. And I would hate to think that I've put myself through this task, this time of my life, this investment, this insurance for my future at the hands of the UAE government in that way and their rulemaking and all of their ways of thinking anyway. So I was like, that's not gonna happen. No shade to anyone that's chosen to do it there. I hope that they have known that ahead of making that decision. And if you've made a decision that you're fully informed for, then go you. I have made a decision I'm fully informed for, and my decision was to do that in the UK. So I started researching and picked a clinic to do in the UK. Like I said, I have chosen to do this with the London Women's Clinic. And part of being my very best self once I got back to the UK was to start some acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. I like a little bit of holistic health, okay? If you believe that that's heebie-jeebie woo-woo stuff, I understand actually, I understand. But I have chosen to do acupuncture for the last almost 4 months. I started it in February, every single week. There's also been points where I've been taking traditional Chinese medicine in the forms of tea that I get from the same place. I've adopted various wellness habits from the East and the West into my life. I've been having jujube red date tea with goji berries. I've been eating loads of sesame seeds, ginger, keeping my hydration up, just honestly being my best self. Changed my vitamin and supplement routine, a little bit of me and Dr. ChatGPT, and then when I actually started seeing doctors a couple of months ago, confirmed that I was doing the right things. Had various blood tests, had all the things I had done in Dubai redone again with my doctor here now, and just been focusing so hard in the last 3-4 months on being ready to freeze my eggs next week. So here we are, and the rest of this video is going to be what comes next and the rest of this process, which we'll go through together. I do know roughly what it's going to look like. It is probably going to begin in the next 3 days. I had planned to start documenting all of the things I've been prepping and doing, but like I said, you just have to focus. You just have to lock in. I've moved countries, I've got a new job, I'm living somewhere, like the whole thing. Today's the best day that I could do this before I start injecting myself once or twice a day, before the brain fog kicks in, before my ovaries go from the size of grapes to the size of grapefruits and everything else. So stick along for the ride. No idea how long this video is going to be. It's going to be quite funny to look at this me and me by the end, as I also anticipate some weight gain. My skin is probably going to change. Just all the fun stuff of being a woman that like they just don't tell you about, you know? They really don't warn you about this stuff. Yeah. But wait, one more thing. I'm literally about to fly out the door to go and see my GP to engage with her about what my private doctor at the London Women's Clinic found when she did my tests and scans and went through with me very thoroughly, which is that I do have fibroids. The fibroids that I suspected that I had, that the doctor in Dubai told me I did not have, I have. And that is why, if we don't advocate for ourselves as women and our health and get second opinions and double check and everything like that, nothing will happen. Okay, my period has started. The cramps are very bad and I can't take any ibuprofen, naproxen, any NSAIDs, nothing anti-inflammatory basically. That's a lot for me. And those are my usual like go-to painkillers for my period. So I'm gonna take some Buscopan. I'm gonna email the clinic and tell them that my period has begun and that it's go time so they can make me an appointment. I'm gonna wait for the Buscopan to do something and then we can talk again. It has taken me almost all day. It is 5 p.m. but I have somewhat got it together. So just go and get some steps in. I have not been without painkillers and in pain on my period in, I don't know, it's probably been years. And today has shown me that I am truly one of God's strongest soldiers, because this pain, oh God, it's unreal. If you're looking for resources around egg freezing, some more information, you can lean on a lot of the stuff and a lot of the people's experiences that are around IVF, because effectively egg freezing is the first half of that process, like actually taking the eggs out of your body, everything that you need to do to prepare. One thing I didn't really take into account when I was always thinking about egg freezing is that ultimately in doing egg freezing, I am setting myself up for completing IVF, which means if the time comes where, sorry, I just walked through a spider's web. If the time comes where I choose to use these eggs, that's how they'll get back inside my body. Finishing off this process with a baby means I'm doing IVF. It might just be in these two like massive stages between now finding somebody to have said baby with and having said baby. We're going to talk supplements, okay? So I have changed my supplement routine at various points throughout the years. For this routine, I just forgot everything I thought I knew and worked by my blood tests. Do a blood test, find out what the baseline is, find out if you have any deficiencies, work with the conditions that you know you have or the goals that you have. So I did a full spec blood test with my original scan, which started this whole thing off back in May of 2025. On that blood test, it basically said that my vitamin D was deficient, like quite seriously deficient. And although I was living in Dubai at the time and I had been there at that point for 6 months, still spent a hell of a lot of time inside, a hell of a lot of time kind of like out of the sun because the UV was so high. So I immediately started supplementing with vitamin D, and I've been taking this vitamin D, the Harleigh & Barrett Max Strength Vitamin D, so 4,000 IU, 100 micrograms. And that is, I think, maybe one of the highest ones you can get daily dose, just like over the counter at Harleigh & Barrett. Added this to the rotation straight away. That was last May. And by the time I did my blood tests again this year, so from May 2025 to March 2026, she was like, you're either laying in the sun a lot or you're supplementing because your vitamin D is perfect. So I can attest to the fact that this vitamin D, correctly taken, which is 1 tablet per day, preferably with a meal, will fix your vitamin D levels. So one of the other things that came up as a little bit of a red flag, I think the line was 100 and I was 103, was my LDL, HDL, LDL? I have to check now, but the bad cholesterol basically was a little high. But one of the recommendations for that was omega-3. So I was taking the Harleigh & Barrett omega-3. Hang on, I actually have a picture of the one I was taking. So I was taking the Harleigh & Barrett omega-3 fish oil, heart health, which had 300 milligrams, this is important, 300 milligrams of active EPA and DHA. So I started taking this in May of 2025. However, when I came back to the UK in January 2026 and got serious about being my best self, tightening up the supplement routine, finding out exactly what I needed to do for those really important 3 months in the run up to this egg freezing cycle, the recommendations were not just around the micrograms in your omega-3, but specifically around that DHA and EPA. So the ones I take now, this is actually my first time with this brand, but there is a Harleigh & Barrett exact version of this also, which is 2,000 milligrams per serving. A serving is 2 capsules, and it's 660 milligrams of EPA and 440 milligrams of DHA. What I kept coming across was basically like maintenance level. Like you can take a level of supplements for maintenance in daily life, and then you could take a level of supplements for some particular goal or improvement. So I would say that, and obviously do your own research, this level of EPA and DHA is very good, and it comes at a price, but I added that to my routine and I've been taking these now for 5 months. On the fertility specific front, I was taking the Health and Her premenstrual for like 2 years, maybe 3 years. I put my mum on as well, and she takes like a different one to me. So I swapped from taking the menstrual support one to the fertility and conception original. They do have a fertility and conception plus. It has an ingredient in it which is specifically for people focusing on an IVF cycle. This was the level that I was okay with. I mentioned the plus one to my doctor and she was like, you're not trying to actively conceive right now, so you don't need to take that. So I take 2 of these every single day, which is the recommended dose. These contain zinc, folate, biotin, supplemental folic acid, vitamin B6, vitamin C, D, copper and selenium, niacin, and also some magnesium. One of the ingredients this also contains is coenzyme Q10, and I did some personal reading and research on that and discussed with my doctor, and also take coenzyme Q10 separately. So the dose in this tablet is 2 capsules provide 30 milligrams versus I take 300 milligrams separately. This is a 1 a day tablet. So these are specifically for egg quality. These are specifically for my general health and per my blood test. And then for the love of it, I just take 1 of these, which are the joint A's, glucosamine, turmeric, chondroitin, which also contains vitamin C, D, and E at lower doses. But this is more about anti-inflammation in my joints, the way I work out. Yeah, this is just a me thing. I took this for a long time before, I'm taking it now. In the evening slot of my little boxes, I put 2 of these magnesium glycinate 3-in-1s. So it's magnesium glycinate, malate, and citrate. This is good for helping with sleep. My sleep window, very strict and very small. Therefore, I have to try and maximize the quality of said sleep as best possible. I don't take these every single night, but I do take them a lot. What I can't really go into is my Chinese medicine. I don't know what's in here. I don't know what's in here. She gives me sachets, they're teas. I try and take them every day, twice a day. They're expensive. If you believe in it, go for it. If you don't, I'm not really here to convince you. You're either in or you're out with acupuncture and Chinese medicine. I'd recommend you give it a try, but The why is just a feeling. It's just a vibe. Okay? I'm loading up a full week because I believe, based on what the conversations I had with my doctor, I'm fine to take these throughout my treatment. But I'm having my baseline scan tomorrow and picking up my medication. So I will probably take the boxes with me just to confirm with her. She does know I take all of these, but just to confirm that I'm good to take them all throughout my treatment cycle. No, not yet. Now you are. Championes, ole, ole, ole. I'm on Harleigh Street. I'm Harleigh. It's time to have a baseline scan and get some drugs. I'm dressed for afternoon tea. Pen.
Yeah.
Drugs already inside. Lid. I don't need the lid anymore. So I keep it straight.
So you take these ones off first. Yeah.
Okay. I can smell it. Oh my god, okay.
You got this.
And then 3 fingers.
Yeah.
So like here.
Yeah, good big pinch. That's it.
Oh god.
You got this. Do you want me to hold your jaws? You got this.
Oh god.
You got this. It's absolutely fine. The worst ones are in the first 3 days or so.
So I just put it in.
Yeah.
Until the whole needle's in.
The whole needle. It's only small. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. There you go. Perfect.
And now press.
Yeah. 7. You can take it out if you want. Perfect. And release your fingers. Release your fingers. That's
okay. So oh no, this is the one because this is open.
Exactly. So we'll book in your scans then. So for next Monday and Wednesday.
I can do that.
You can, absolutely. You're fine.
I can do this. It has been about 8 hours since the last clip. I rushed home. We're gonna call this home because this is where I reside for now. So I am staying with like one of my best friends for this whole process because they live closer to work and to the clinic, which I have to keep going for appointments next week. And it will just make my life a little bit easier when I have to do anything. So I'm staying here for now. So I came back here earlier with the medicine and put it in the fridge. And then I went straight back out and I've been out with my mum all day. It has been basically the hottest day of the year, bank holiday Monday today. And we've been frolicking. And yeah, I've just had a shower. And I've just sat down with a cup of tea and a biscuit from Fortnum's that I bought. And I am so exhausted. Like, I know I'm this tired because I've just had like a very full day, but I can also feel like a light, when I say bruising, I mean like in the lightest possible way, but a light bruising around where I did the injection this morning. When I tense or when I touch it, but other than that, I literally feel fine. Maybe I do feel tired, extra tired, for it to be 9 p.m. and I literally could close my eyes and go to sleep right now. Day 1, injection 1, we good. Day 2, first day doing it by myself. This is the one we opened yesterday. So I take the lid off, 300. Have a shark spin. And we go again tomorrow. It was hotter than hell last night, so I didn't sleep amazingly. It's still hot now, it's a very hot day today. I mostly got ready and now I just need to actually put my clothes on and go to work. I'm trading out what is usually a massive rucksack for the smallest Longchamp I own in the bid to not carry too much because I don't want to be hot, but also because when I fill my massive rucksack, I carry my massive rucksack, and she said no heavy lifting and no like twisting of my body, which is what I do when I carry a heavy rucksack. So literally just my work laptop, my sunglasses, my glasses, because I've got a contact lens in, my headphones, and my purse. Oh, and a sanitary towel. We're gonna need one of those. Okay, this is a double day update. It's the end of day 3. It's like 9 something p.m. and I'm done. Yesterday on day 2, I was done from 4 o'clock. I was at my desk at about 4 o'clock and I needed to go to sleep. I needed to go to sleep immediately. I managed to soldier on. I got home by standing on the train. I was like, if I sit down, I'm gone. I'm gone for. I'm done. I'm done today. Made it home. Managed to stay awake till about 9:30. And then that was it. I didn't sleep solidly through the night. I was up for a while, maybe like 3 or 4 a.m. And then the next thing I know, my alarm for my injection was going off. Not even just my makeup alarm, my actual like alarm to do my injection at 7:40. So I did that this morning. And then today, I just focused on actually preserving my energy and powering through the day. It was work from home. And that worked. I think I was a little bit more aware of my physical symptoms today. I went for a walk after work just for like 40 minutes. I had done like 800 steps by 7 p.m. I said, this will not do. And even on that walk, there were kind of points where I pulled back a little bit. My middle, kind of like around my bra band, that was tight. And like there's a tightness like higher in my stomach than usual. And I am someone who generally can feel myself ovulating, whether it's the right or the left side. I'm acutely aware of what goes on inside my body. And I feel like I am aware of some feelings going on in there. I can't necessarily say I can pinpoint them yet, but there is definitely a physical difference occurring in places I don't usually feel things, or in ways I don't usually feel them. So yeah, I'm going to sleep. Day 4. I had company for this morning's injection, which I actually think made it go faster. And I didn't panic as much because I was distracted. And that worked well. I liked that. I was more confident on the grip today as well, for sure. Like actually getting it out in one go. Dear diary, I have a headache. I didn't sleep amazingly. And my aura says I have major signs. My aura ring that I wear says I have major signs that something is straining my body and I should take it easy. I'm going to the office today, hence this situation. Okay, let's see what today holds. Day 5, which means we add a new medication today. Thiamidol, and it's a pre-filled syringe, and this is a pen. I feel like I've been hit by a bus. I'm gonna do the one I normally do first. It's actually harder to grab like a lump of fat because I'm so bloated. I'm stretched and underneath is hard. And now, injection number 2. So this has different side effects physically, like at the injection site and for the rest of the process. And this one can sting, it can be hot, and it can even mark on the skin. I just have to put it in. This is the one that made me cry yesterday. Oh, okay. Yay! Yay! So over for another day. So this morning was the 7th day of injections, the 3rd day of double injections, and it's helped when my friends are here and they can distract me on the 2nd one. This morning, it was like a bribe of, I'll show you this cool thing if, if you do it quickly. And I managed to get it done, and they were just talking to me. And the 2nd one, yeah, that really helps. I think the difficulty that I've had with it is that the needle is very thick and it's got like a slanted end, so it's more like a spear. It's the reason that I hate giving blood. The kind of tube that goes into your arm when you give blood is like an angled tube, and it's just, oh god, even just thinking about it just makes my arm just feel disgusting. I just want to be sick. My stomach is starting to become sore on like the repeated injection sites. I didn't realize until I watched back the videos that I didn't alternate on the 2nd day. So yeah, that was my mistake. But now I'm checking back on yesterday's clip before I do the morning one to make sure that I'm definitely alternating my sides. But it's just getting sore now. Like, it's just getting sore. I am allowed to put the injections in the sides of my legs, but that's like a second best case scenario. I still have things I could do, like icing the site before and after, to continue being able to put it like in the primary choice, which is 3 fingers on each side of my belly button, away from my belly button. I'm functioning, everything's okay, but I'm really tired, and I think today I just feel like super emotional as well. Yesterday was a really nice full day. I managed to go on like a really long walk in the morning, and I've done the same thing today. But yesterday we're out in the sun a lot more, had some of our other friends come over, we're up until like maybe like 11:30. And then I still had to get up for like 7:30. I actually did 8 o'clock today. Injections. I have not been able to lie in this weekend because I have to get up to do the injection, and I do the injection at a time that makes it possible for me to, like on a normal work day, that the schedule is set to the majority of the week. So I'm tired. Tomorrow morning is an appointment. I have to go back to the clinic tomorrow. I don't know what happens, to be honest. I know that there will be another transvaginal scan. And I've been told that I need to do my 2 injections in the morning like normal and then go to the appointment. So yeah, your guess is as good as mine now. I've got an appointment scheduled for Monday and an appointment scheduled for Wednesday. And there's nothing on the plan they gave me in terms of what to do on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I assume tomorrow they're going to tell me if I carry on with these injections. Maybe they give me another one. Who knows? I'm just praying. I need to pray good tonight that, oh God, the bit thus far has been worth it. One of the hormonal side effects is apparently that I need to wee a lot. And I feel like I need to wee often. This morning I thought I was going to wet myself on my walk, which is just ridiculous because I went to the toilet, went out, got a coffee, drank that coffee, and then it was like, no, you need to wee, and you need to wee like 700 wees at once. I had stopped in a coffee shop, the same coffee shop that I went to, and be like, sorry, can I use your toilet now? So yeah, that is like one of the side effects I'm having. I was very tearful. I've been very tearful maybe like the last 2 or 3 days, which makes sense because that's what the 2nd injection, they say the main side effect is. This morning when I was on my walk, I was just like dragging my feet. Everyone around me was either like running or pregnant. And I was just like, I don't want to see this right now. And everyone was also going to the Arsenal parade today, which I think if I wasn't doing this, I would have gone. I just didn't fancy being in like a packed environment, potentially being pushed, shoved, running out of energy, having like my social battery, like just, once in a lifetime, well, hopefully not once in a lifetime situation. And yeah, just seeing everyone going to the parade and stuff. And I was just like, oh, I'm just seeing so many things right now that I like want to do, or like, I don't know how to describe it, but you can kind of see the overlap of the categories. Everyone being pregnant, me trying to put my eggs in a freezer. Everyone running, me not able to run because I'm trying to put my eggs in a freezer. And everyone like going to do this wonderful social thing for the football team that I support. But I don't feel comfortable to go because I'm trying to put my eggs in a freezer. Yeah. I'm icing my injection site this morning, and I also was icing both sides yesterday, just because they're getting sore. They're actually getting sore, and it probably won't have made this cut because I was just standing staring at my stomach for ages. But I was saying to Sina yesterday that I've seen a lot of like IVF videos and egg freezing videos where the women's stomachs are really bruised, like black and blue and green, but bruised. And I was like, oh, I don't, like, maybe it's not, I'm not taking those drugs or whatever. Lo and behold, the reason I was staring at my stomach so aggressively is because I can see bruises now. And obviously I'm black, if you didn't notice. Yeah, you just can't see it as clearly or as like purple necessarily, or like purpley green. I don't bruise in that way. Like even if I, got whacked in the arm, I'll just bruise like a browny purple kind of colour. But I'm glad that I've seen that now right ahead of going to this appointment, because she'll probably ask me like, what's going on, how things are, and I'll be like, no, there is some bruising actually. There is. This is not a time to play tough. This is, nope. I know what my body's supposed to look like. There's bruising. I saw my cousin on the tube coming up, and good vibes, good energy, because I was feeling quite anxious as I was walking to the station that like they're gonna do the scan today and they're gonna say, oh no, like it's not working, or like something's not working, or we have to give you more drug, like something off plan is gonna happen. Now I'm here again, I'm like, oh god, maybe that is gonna happen, but let's see. Tuesday. I slept so badly because I couldn't move, I couldn't bend, I couldn't twist, like the rigidity and like, I guess the fear of doing the wrong thing. I think it's doubled down with the fact that yesterday, okay, well, good news to report is that yesterday my appointment was good. All my follicles are responding to this boy. And the 10 that she found, I've actually seen a different nurse every time. So my doctor, my actual OBGYN, she will be the one that does the actual procedure, but in between I've been seeing the different fertility nurses. So yeah, yesterday, the nurse I had yesterday confirmed that the 10 follicles that the nurse on the first day, Sarah, saw are all responding really, really well, and she measured them up and they look great. I'm supposed to have 5 and 5, and on one side she actually found an additional 6. So there were 5 that look like they are responding well, and there are 6 that are obviously responded some, but because they started the race late, they're much, much, much smaller. So she kind of just managed my expectations to that it's probably going to be the original 10 that do actually make it over the threshold. She's plotted all the sizes on a chart now and basically showed me where they are and where they need to be. And yeah, just said go home and carry on. So that was a good thing. I've accidentally prepared one injection, not the other, and I don't like to do that. We're carrying on with exactly the same protocol for another 2 days. And then I have the same appointment again on Wednesday, and we'll find out if there's any change. Ooh. Ow. But I've only got one left, so either they're going to give me more today or... Here again, scan 3. The brain fog is real.
Bear in mind it's very zoomed in.
Yeah, like millimeters. Back from my appointment in the rain. I can see rain in my glasses. No trigger shot today. Was given 2 more doses of the painful, horrible injection that I thought I finished this morning. And I still have 2 doses left. I still have 600 milligrams or whatever of the pen one, the gonorrhea. The follicles are stimulating well. It was 10 last Monday, 16 this Monday, with 6 that were very, very small. So the original 10 were the ones that were maturing. But today it looks like 14 are actually responding to the medication. 2 are still super tiny, and I could see them like on the scan. They are like a lot smaller. So those are probably not going to make it. And then the biggest one is like tracking a little bit ahead of the rest. So there is a potential that that one, basically the way the nurse explained to me, we could let that one ovulate, or like let that one rupture basically, and not save, but like focus on the majority of the cohort rather than just going in early for like one. I'm definitely at my hormonal and emotional limit because she told me I had to pay for the extra 2 doses. I need to look at the numbers properly and work out what I've paid for and what I haven't paid for, because apparently I haven't paid for everything. And I literally was like, I'm gonna cry. I thought this was over, but here we go again. Pretty sure I was left yesterday. Can't bother to check. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. My memory card filled up, so I'm not really sure if you caught the end there, but we did it. Here's hoping that these are the last injections that I have to do. Well, I already know that's not true because there's a trigger shock, but day 12 of stabbing myself in the stomach every morning. Please let that be the end of you. Ow. This morning has been so slow, I could not wake up. Prune juice. It's actually not that bad. I don't know if it looks like it on camera, but it feels like it in my body that I am moving in slow motion. Like, I could not wake up. I literally just could not wake up. And then when I did eventually wake up, it was just like, stand in the shower. What happens next? So yeah, brain fog. I don't even know where we're at right now. Getting my hair washed was probably the best thing I could have done for myself at this time. Yesterday, just having my hair done, like clean and just like not in a slick back bun, and not just like, just feeling a little more put together when you are otherwise just not feeling together made such a difference. The weight gain and the bloating and the things that are absolutely out of my control that are making me feel some type of way and a bit out of character. Can't do nothing about that. But what I can do something about is washing my hair and spending 5 minutes just giving it a bit of texture. It's too long to be curly right now. I'm getting it cut in like a week or 2. Because I've also booked that appointment. I've booked the appointments that are going to help me feel a bit better post all of this, because I still won't be able to work out straight away, and obviously just getting back to routine is going to take some time. So I've got a haircut next week, get me bob back. I've got a nail appointment tomorrow, which is really fun because it is my nail tech that I haven't seen in like 2 years. She was my nail tech before I went to Dubai. And we have each other on Instagram, so we've chatted and she's seen my life updates, but where she lives, or where the shop is not where I live right now, but it is quite close to where Sina lives, which is where I currently reside. So yeah. It's the little things, people, it's the little things. Day 13 of these injections. This is the last dose. Officially, I have been given 1 more dose of exactly the same thing that we've been doing. So the Farmadol or whatever, Farmadol, I don't know how to say that. And the Gonal F. And then I'm gonna go back to sleep because I have woken up out of my sleep every single day for 30 days. Every day because of this injection. even on the day when I didn't have to commute, I had to wake up and do this. And it cannot be understated just how tired I am. The only difference this time is that I don't have to, well, I do have to dose the pen, but it'll be the full pen because this is a pen for 300 and the old pens were for 900. So I do the full thing of this pen with one needle and then the trigger shot, which for me, of course, is 2 needles. I'm having a dual trigger that I have to do tonight at 10:30, which is why it's imperative I go to sleep now, back to sleep, and sleep some in the day today because I won't make it to 10:30. I simply won't. And I have to. It's all for this. 3, 2, 1. Good night. Okay, 13 days later. It is finally time to do my trigger shot in about, well, not about, in exactly 24 minutes. I am so tired. I am so tired. This has just been the most exhausting situation. Body aches. My lower body really aches, but my arms have had this dead feeling since like day 4. I don't know what that's about. And yeah, it's almost time to do my trigger, which is a dual trigger, I think I've mentioned. So I need to do 2 injections within a minute. I need to do them back to back within a minute. So there can be no messing around. So what happened on day 5 when I had to learn how to do the second injection? It took me all of like 12 minutes to get that injection in. It cannot happen. 1, 2, 3, bang, in. It has to be done. 10 minutes to go. No messing around. 3, 2, 1. No messing around. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10:31. I cannot believe I just did that. Wham, bam, like I said. Woo! I'm bleeding though. Don't look. Okay, the Last Supper, officially. A big meal of pasta. I actually had the same thing yesterday. Because in 2 hours, I will then not be eating until after my procedure. So I need to be fasted for 12 hours. Today has been like, I've been yawning a lot. I'm very tired. What's new? I'm huge. I'm physically slower for sure. But I was hanging out with my mom and I went to like my auntie's house or my cousins. Like, my energy's been fine. No new pain, no new discomfort, no new symptoms. I just have to thank God the whole way through, like I haven't ended up with a lot of the symptoms that were possible, nausea, vomiting, you know, like things that I don't do anyway, but really don't like vomiting really stresses me out. So yeah, we've almost made it to the end. Got an email from the clinic this morning basically saying, hi, have you just confirmed we need your trigger shot? I was like, yeah, babe, and also I didn't. It was yesterday. But yeah, we made it. It's egg collection day. I'm so tired. Okay, anyway, get it together. Right, I'm just packing my bag. One is just my normal bag, which I'm gonna put my laptop in, and just my normal stuff, my camera, etc. I don't need this. And then I have this bag, which you may recognize from a vlog that went live probably very recently, but happened last year. Which I've just got all the stuff I want for the procedure. They gave me a list. Well, not a list. They gave me some instructions. One of which was obviously to do all my trigger shots, and the other side was like, remove your nail varnish. Cool. Remove your nail varnish, makeup, jewelry. I already given my mum my ring, my necklace, etc. Need photo ID. I need to wear comfortable clothes, got leggings on, and a vest under here. And you might want some paracetamol. Just kind of like some post-care instructions for this. So I'm just gonna put those in my bag. And then what I have, this is my little surgery bag. I've got, and this whole process has made me realize I don't own enough of them, just like a wireless bra, just like a comfy bra. This is the only one I own. I have been wearing underwire bra this entire process, and I don't know if I've been complaining enough on here about how much my boobs hurt and ache and have squashed and why, like, there's just a lot going on right now. I don't know if I've made that very clear, but yeah, it's been a lot. Change of knickers, a couple pairs, you know. You never know, you might have a couple accidents. These little fibre sticks, Optibac fibre, Selena gave them to me. I've used Optibac products before, so that'll be good. One electrolyte, toothbrush and toothpaste, hairbrush. This camera was for a different reason, but I was like, maybe I'll log this one for the memory book, and some cream. Oh, and did I show you these? My brain isn't on. This was on the recommendations list because you could have some spotting or bleeding and stuff. So that's kind of it. Like, I'm gonna put the same clothes back on. My daddy coming to get me. Oh my god, hi. I'm back. We are officially 5 days post-procedure. Today is Saturday. Procedure was on Monday, and I have just been recuperating. I have literally just been recuperating, and today feels like the first day that I might be back. My Apple Watch is on. This means very little in the context of I'm not working out or anything, but I'm even like rushing to I've got places to be now. I'm back, okay? I need to know what time it is because I've got things to do. The last 5 days have just been... Recovery has been just resting. Like, honestly, just resting. Even more than you think you might need to. And it's weird because at the beginning, I went into it thinking, oh my God, it's gonna be so hard for me to rest. I don't rest. But I needed it at the start. And then like Monday and Tuesday, obviously Monday was a wipeout, Tuesday was pretty much a wipeout. Wednesday, my brain was like 50% getting back. I worked from home on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, but Wednesday was just like, hey guys. Thursday and Friday, I actually like managed to make some progress with things and feel like I was in the room. Thursday, every call I had, I was like writing everything down because I was like, I'm not gonna remember any of this. But yeah, yesterday, Friday, I went for literally a 10-minute walk and my brain was like, oh, like we're back. My body was like, no, we're not. Like, I'm still very aware that my insides, something has happened, holes have been made, damage has occurred. But I think this is the end of this video and this journey, this documentation, because it's just gonna be like another week of recovery. I have tried already to ask one of my PT friends, like, do I really need to rest another week or can I work out? And she was like, sit your ass down. So I'm just gonna do that. I think the most liberating part was my mind this week not having to worry about what time it is, and maybe that's why I haven't put the watch back on in the last few days, because it's just been like, I don't need to know what time it is, I don't have an injection, I don't have an appointment, I don't need to get across London, I don't need to catch a train to get to the clinic to do this, to do that, I don't have to, like, you know, it was 2 weeks of what time is it, did I do my injection, like, and it's been a year of, did you take supplements today, did you and I don't want to jinx myself because I feel like it's that whole I'm back on YouTube and then it doesn't happen thing. But I might, this is probably, if you line up when I stopped making videos and the why, it is just literally because my brain was otherwise occupied with other important life-changing things, and this is one of them. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm sure I've said it numerous times, but if you have any questions, leave them below. I will answer them. If a Q&A video is necessary, I'll make one. If not, I'll just answer them in the comments. So yeah, have a scroll, see if it's down there before you leave another question, because I won't be repeating myself. Anyway, bye then.